Okay, guys, I decided that I was going to give it a try and try to show you the video of me giving myself my PIO, the progesterone and oil shots. Um, like I said, they don't tend to trouble me too tough, but people have complained about them. Um, just so you can see, this might be a TMI video, but I'm not going to get too graphic, but just so you can see, the ones in my abdomen cause me more grief than the ones on my butt. This is from these bruises, which are, most of them are healed up. These bruises are from the blood thinners, and I've got a few a little bit lower, but some of those bruises have been here the whole damn near 2 weeks. Just some are big, some are small. Those are the ones that feel like cayenne pepper. So without further ado, I decided at the last minute to try to do a video for you guys. I've already got my little stuff set up. So this is like my cotton ball with my antiseptic on it. I don't know if you can see that, but there's antiseptic. This is the single-use needle that I use for injections. They come pre-wrapped and all that good stuff. And this is the actual prescription. This is my progesterone in oil, 100 milligrams. Yeah, so that's about it. It fits perfectly in that little needle. And then here are the respules that I showed you guys the other day of the actual progesterone in oil. So that's them, these little guys. This is what they look like for me. I've never had to go into unfathomable debt and buy prescriptions in the US, but this is what they look like here. I'm having awful cramps. This is really bad. But anyway, so here is my needle that I've already set up, because like I said, it was a last minute decision to do an actual video. So this is basically popping this thing open, popping off at the top, taking the needle down to the bottom and sucking out all of the oily goodness in there, tipping it a bit, and making sure you get all of it from the bottom. The needle has, let me see if I can show it to you. Shit, hang on. Get off of there. See, this sucks. See, I didn't have these problems. There we go. So the needle has on its tip, if you can see it, I don't know if you're going to be able to see it, but no, you're not going to be able to see it. But on the tip of the needle, it's angled. And so when you go into the bottom of the actual, I'm doing this all wrong. Do not tell my instructors that I recap by hand. Anyway, so when you go to the bottom of the bottle, the needle has a little opening where it lets the fluid in and out, and you just kind of tip it into the inside of the surface of the respule here, and just suck out as much as you can. Take your time, because one, you don't want shards of glass in your solution, and two, you don't want to bend your needle. This particular needle detaches. The needle detaches from the actual syringe, so you want to be careful not to snatch that off too. So without further ado, what I did about 10 minutes ago before I started is I took it upon myself to put my frozen ice pack on my bum. So right here is my frozen ice pack, and so it's pretty frozen. So it's really simple for me. And if I get critiqued on this, I will fight y'all, because I'm just trying to show you that it really isn't that painful. It's more intimidating than painful. Good thing is I'm nice and numb. Some people advise against numbing your butt with the ice, but I don't. And make sure once you clean your little area, don't touch it with your hand again, because you don't want to get it all dirty. So once I got my solution in my needle, you want to push the needle gently up, push the plunger gently up until you see a bit of liquid running smoothly from the tip of the needle. I think you can see that there, and that there's no air bubbles at the very neck of the syringe in the needle all the way through the connection here. You don't want any air bubbles whatsoever. Air bubbles, needles, and your body don't match. They don't go together. So without further ado, and I always forget where I clean, so I'm gonna try this again. Okay. And you push gently and smoothly and evenly and as consistently as you can, and then you pull out. And what I do is I quickly, some of it may leak out a little bit, but what I try to do is quickly as possible put pressure on it, because it is cold and you don't have as much warmth to kind of suck up the oil, because you know when oil gets cold it kind of gets thick. I'm not even sure what kind of oil this is, so I don't know what the freezing point, if it even freezes, or the heating point is for it, but needless to say, you just want to put your finger on it and put pressure, jiggle a little bit, and I got enough jiggle going on back there, so there's no blood, and that's good. You're not supposed to have any blood coming out. And you just jiggle, 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 wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Just make sure that, you know, there's no oil coming out, there's no blood coming out, and that you depress this syringe smoothly and evenly as you go. So as you get the needle into the skin, when there's oil in here, it's a lot easier, but you just as smoothly and as seamlessly as you possibly can get that liquid into your body. So I'm putting the cap back on, and these are completely disposable. So along with my disinfectant, my needle, my packaging, all goes in the trash. So yeah, that's pretty much it. My bum is red, but that's from the ice pack that I had on my bum to kind of numb it. And here's the weird part. When I do it myself, I numb it, because sometimes the inner wimpy kid in me comes out. But when I go, and if I decide to let them inject me at my doctor's office, I don't use ice. I just keep it moving, let her do it, keep it going. I guess because those days are the days that I have to inject the pepper spray into my belly, and I'm more anxious about this tomorrow than anything else. So I give that a little more attention. So that was just my little me giving myself my shots today. I just wanted to share that with you guys. I know I've been slow on my videos. It just is what it is. Had another epic sobbing, crying episode today. But I got through it. So I had a conversation with my midwife last night. Excuse all the movement. I really was not planning on doing this video, but it was important to me to do one for you with the shots. I'm just double checking my area to make sure nothing's leaking out. It's not. I'm always paranoid about that. But I had a conversation with my midwife yesterday, or the woman that I believe will be my midwife. I have fielded about 3 different midwife options. And yes, I'm staying in the spirit of expectancy, and I am staying in the spirit of reception. I know I'm moving all over the place. I'm so sorry. Y'all forgive me. So I am doing my due diligence now for locating a midwife, because with my age, automatically, even if I were to have miraculously conceived naturally, with my age, it automatically throws me into what the US and UK standard says is a high risk pregnancy. I really have challenges with those terms, like high risk, when mother and offspring are healthy and developing and progressing normally. I hate the term high risk when everything is going normally. Women have been having babies for millennia. Some people have more complications than others. Some have more challenges than others. Some make it, some don't. There's a whole myriad of things, but just to throw out a broad spectrum statement of high risk for very basic things like because you're over 35 or you're over 40, that's rough for me to digest. But when in Rome, try to be like the Romans. So I said, let me get ahead of the fray and reach out to midwives and feel their conversations and see what's out there for me. I am not big on the medical system or the healthcare system, especially in Georgia, as it relates to Black women and mortality being at 36% in the state of Georgia, and where we have probably one of the worst healthcare insurance markets in the fucking country. Our health insurance is an exercise, and we really want y'all to die in the state of Georgia. They want to ban abortions, and they don't want you to have insurance if you have the baby. So it's insane. So I said, let me get ahead of some of this and talk to a midwife and see where I stand. So I spoke with her at length yesterday. I've spoken to 3. The first one was honest and said I live too far out for her. The second one, who I have really been kind of like stalking for like almost a year. I really want her. She's really close to me as far as location. She's about 10 minutes from my house, 15 minutes. But her business has prospered and thrived in this past 12 months. And so, yeah, that phone call for consult and conversation never really happened. We did exchange some emails. And so that's something I have to look at. If her practice is so busy, or if, her time is so allocated that she can't pick up the phone or send an email and do a consult, just 20 minutes just to get a feeler, an interview, if you will, with all this lead time. That had to be something I thought about, whether or not that was something that I would be comfortable with. So I did speak with another midwife. She's within commutable distance. She pretty much checks all the boxes, and she gave me some valuable information. With me coming in hot, so to speak, my age, and the fact that we've done ART IVF, I probably need to really get ahead of the fray with my medical care. I can't really take for granted anything when I get back to the States, as far as going to the doctors and my checkups and tests. So she already has directed me to a neonatologist, perinatologist, some kind of natologist. I have it written down. I guess I shouldn't be fumbling around for words. I know what the name is. What is he? He is a, see, here I go. He is a perinatologist. So he focuses on multiple gestation pregnancies. He focuses in on advanced age mothers, and that's his specialty. So twins, triplets, quads, if he can get them, and so and their mothers. And so we had a great conversation, she and I. So I'm just kind of feeling out if she's the exact direction I need to go in, but I definitely did get some insight from her about where I should start when I get back. And should I wait to 8 weeks, or should I wait to 12 weeks for that first ultrasound, and yada, yada, yada. So that's what I did last night. I felt really good after that conversation because it confirmed some things I already knew, and I learned some stuff that I didn't know. So that was pretty much it. Today is a pretty easy day for me. Now that I've taken my shots, I've taken my fistful of pills for the morning, I am going to get out and grab some food probably, but I wanted to touch bases with you guys and show you guys how intimidating my PIO shots really are not. And I'm going to finish my tag notes for the video on my doula business so that I can kind of discuss that and my reasons behind going into birth work with you guys. But wanted to show you that. This is my little bit of TMI, not really relevant on a lot of points video. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll be back soon. Love you. Love me. Bye.